widely reputed king of the Imperial Vice Lords Gang was sentenced to life in prison Thursday for racketeering conspiracy that included soliciting the murder of a rival gang member in a war for control for a lucrative open-air drug market on Chicago's West Side. Nathaniel Hoskins, 47, shook his head slightly as U.S. District Judge Elaine Buckalow announced the sentence, which carries no possibility of parole. In the courtroom gallery, several of Hoskins' family members broke out in sobs, and his daughter ran out of the courtroom screaming. In making her decision, Buckalow rejected arguments from Hoskins' attorney that he had tried to be a peacemaker in the ongoing war between the Imperial Vice Lords, also known as the Double I's, and the Four Corner Hustlers Gang over drug territory near Division Street and Pulaski Road. Buckalow noted Hoskins was caught on video surveillance at the open-air drug market and that in telephone wiretaps he talked about arranging the 2011 killing of a four-corner hustler after a member of the Double I's had been fired upon days earlier. The judge said she was particularly disturbed by a video played at Hoskins' trial showing activity in April 2011 at the street corner he controlled. The footage showed young children playing stickball on the corner, clearly enjoying their afternoon, when suddenly they all scattered. Several of Hoskins' henchmen could be seen moving onto the corner, the judge said. Moments later, drug rival Marcus Hurley was gunned down as he exited a convenience store about a block away. Buckalow said some of the kids likely witnessed the shooting. And in a case of violence begetting violence, some probably are now gang members themselves, she said. Hoskins stood for the entire 90-minute hearing dressed in an orange jail jumpsuit with eyeglasses perched on his clean-shaven head. Before the sentence was handed down, he lowered his glasses and read an apology that he had written on a piece of notebook paper. "I am not a monster, nor a menace to society or the community," Hoskins said. "I am a human being." Hoskins said he had grown up without a father figure and was lured into the gang life by a ranking member who'd taken him under his wing. He was able to escape the lifestyle in the early 1990s when he moved to Las Vegas, where he became a family man who took care of his wife and kids, Hoskins said. But he threw it all away when he decided to return in the mid-2000s and take over the gang he'd grown up with. "Coming back to Chicago was one of the worst mistakes in my life," Hoskins said. Hoskins was one of nearly 36 leaders and members of the Imperial Vice Lords taken down in 2013 in a sweeping indictment involving almost 2 decades of drug trafficking. Hoskins was arrested at O'Hare International Airport as he was boarding a flight to Las Vegas, authorities said. Hoskins was accused in the indictment of ordering Hurley's murder. The gang henchman who allegedly carried out the killing, Andre Brown, was himself fatally shot in June 2012, authorities said. In addition to Hurley's slaying, authorities alleged 3 high-ranking members, Tory King, Julian Martin and Raymond Miles, plotted a murder in May 2011, but the killing was not carried out. Another gang leader, Joseph Faulkner, was charged with ordering the January 2010 shooting of a rival who was wounded but survived. All have been convicted in the case. King was sentenced to just over 19 years in prison and Miles received 7.5 years, records show. Faulkner and Martin are awaiting sentencing. In asking for a sentence of 20 years for Hoskins, his attorney, J. Clifford Green, said Thursday that Hoskins was groomed to lead a certain kind of life by gang members who acted like father figures and promised all the trappings, including fancy clothes, flashy cars and attention from beautiful women. Green said that when Hoskins returned from Las Vegas, he saw the gun violence that had taken over his neighborhood and tried to run the gang like it had been in the old days, with a more businesslike approach and without all the shootings. But the gangs fragmented, so the reality was it was every man for himself, he said. But prosecutors scoffed at the notion of Hoskins as peacemaker. In his remarks asking for a life sentence, Assistant U.S. Attorney Rajnath Lodh said Hoskins' uniquely destructive brand of drug trafficking terrorized a neighborhood where families were trying to raise their children. He ratcheted up the violence, Lords said. He ordered the murder of another human being. There is no offense more serious than premeditated murder. It's off the charts.